Hey champions, the dawn breaks. A fresh day unfolds, and before you grab your device, before you allow the outside noise to shape your identity, you hold the power. A brief instant where your thoughts remain untouched, where untapped potential lingers in the quiet, where the version of you aspiring for more awaits your command. Words aren't mere echoes fading away. They are roots embedding in the garden of your psyche. They are builders constructing the world you inhabit. They are the guide steering your journey forward or astray. The timeless Stoics grasped this profoundly. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who commanded empires but conquered his inner self above all, noted in his reflections, the joy of your existence hinges on the caliber of your inner dialogue. He recognized that the fight for a purposeful existence is decided in the arena of the thoughts. In those initial serene seconds when you select which inner voice dominates, many folks awaken and instantly yield. They dive into their screens and permit dread to whisper via breaking news. They allow envy to murmur through endless feeds. They let anxiety narrate reruns of past slip-ups or looming unknowns. They forfeit their dawn, which surrenders their entire day, and ultimately their whole path. But you're tuning in because a spark within you rejects that cycle any longer. Imagine if the affirmations you whisper to your soul at sunrise aren't just fleeting sounds. What if they form the bedrock supporting your whole day? What if reshaping your mindset isn't tied to elaborate methods or endless sessions, but revolves around 5 potent words uttered with purpose, with faith, with the awareness that you're addressing the most vital individual you'll ever encounter, yourself? Research supports this. Neuroplasticity, the mind's capacity to restructure, reveals that our ideas forge neural connections. Echo a notion repeatedly, and it evolves into a well-trodden root in your brain. Your intellect physically adapts according to what you nourish it. The affirmations you deliver at dawn are the initial sustenance your awareness absorbs. Let it be enriching. Let it be empowering. Let it resonate. Today, I'm sharing 5 words, not lengthy mantras, not elaborate essays, just 5 words infused with Stoic insight and the strength to reshape how you perceive your essence, your trials, and your capabilities. These aren't enchanted chants. They won't transform if muttered once and discarded. But if you dedicate yourself to voicing them each morning, if you allow them to seep into your core, they will evolve you. They will reshape the thought loops that have held you back. They will craft a rendition of you that's resilient, more serene, more driven. The Stoics weren't secluded thinkers in lofty halls. They were individuals confronting genuine struggles, profound grief, authentic pain. Epictetus rose from enslavement to become a legendary mentor. Seneca counseled rulers amid banishment and peril. Marcus Aurelius commanded forces while pondering tranquility. They drew resilience not by evading life's trials, but by altering their self-talk regarding those trials. They tamed the inner narrative. And you can too. Your thoughts are attuned right now. They're awaiting guidance. They're primed to be reshaped, recoded, realigned. The query is, what directive will you issue? Will you recycle the worn tales of constraints, the same apprehensions masked as practicality, the same justifications cloaked as insight? Or will you address yourself as one meriting excellence, as one primed for evolution, as one who grasps that the dawn is hallowed ground? Before we delve further, if this strikes a chord, affirm it in your heart. Let's embark on the transformation. My thoughts shape my world. I choose. My response. Existence will challenge you. That's not a maybe, it's inevitable. The core isn't if adversity arrives. It's who determines its significance. Each dawn, as you affirm I choose my response, you're asserting dominion over the soul element untouchable by others. Not your surroundings, not your raw feelings, but your reply. The gap separating events from your actions. Viktor Frankl, enduring the horrors of concentration camps, unearthed this in mankind's bleakest times. He penned, between trigger and reply lies a gap. Within that gap rests our ability to select our reply. In that selection dwells our development and liberty. Consider the implications. Your device alerts with a node disrupting your schedule. An old ache resurfaces in your form. You witness a loved one pursuing harmful paths. A goal you've chased encounters a sudden barrier. In every instance, there's a fleeting juncture at a fork. One route yields to instinctive backlash, the common choice. They crumble into powerlessness. They permit irritation to dominate their hours. They weave narratives of injustice. But by commencing your day with those words, you're conditioning yourself for the alternate route, the route of deliberate choice. You're affirming you're not a feather adrift in gusts. You're not a marionette swayed by outer forces. You're a being with volition, with options, with authority. This embodies core Stoicism. Epictetus instructed that we lack sway over occurrences but hold absolute command over our replies. He distinguished elements in our grasp and those beyond. What's in your grasp? Your assessments, your aims, your replies. What's beyond? Nearly all else. The elements, others' choices, history, tomorrows. Squandering vitality on the uncontrollable weakens you. Channeling all into the controllable renders you invincible. Let's get tangible. Tomorrow at dawn, before scanning notifications, before mentally cataloging issues, you articulate to yourself, I choose my response. Utter it deliberately. Utter it with resolve. You're coding your psyche for the hours ahead. You're forging your persona as one who's not impulsive but intentional. Not dominated, but dominant. Then trials emerge. You learn a monetary matter is thornier than anticipated. Your gut reaction is alarm, perhaps gloom. Yet, having initiated with those words, a hesitation arises, a short breath where you recall, I choose my response. Concern lingers, that's natural. But you avoid the vortex. You evade exaggeration. You evaluate composedly. You strategize. You reply, not rebound. A trusted ally disappoints profoundly. The former you might harbor that wound like a burden for ages. But you've recoded your thoughts. I choose my response. You opt to acknowledge the pain sans letting it dictate your value. You decide on dialogue or separation. In either case, you're selecting. You're not selected upon. You're the creator, not the figure being scripted. This isn't suppressing sentiments. It's not feigning all is well when it's not. It's spotting that amid occurrence and next step, power exists. Your power. The power to halt, to inhale, to query, who do I aspire to embody now? What reply fosters my evolution, my serenity, my principles? The recoding unfolds via consistency. Your brain has forged reflexive roots from spark to outburst over years, perhaps lifetimes. You can't obliterate them swiftly, but you can forge fresh ones, robust ones. Each dawn affirming I choose my response lays novel neural foundations. Each daytime pause and selection fortifies them. Eventually, selection becomes instinct. Reply becomes essence. Marcus Aurelius oversaw a realm yet confronted plots, disloyalties, epidemics, conflicts. He might have replied with oppression, with harshness, with hopelessness. Instead, he selected insight. He selected forbearance. He selected viewing hurdles as chances to embody excellence. He noted, you command your thoughts, not external happenings. Grasp this, and strength follows. Affirm at each dawn, I choose my response. Sense the gravity of those terms. Sense the liberation within. You're not defenseless. You're not prey. You're one who selects. Growth lies here. Suffering isn't your foe. Unease isn't a signal of error. The instant you sense extended past comfort, past the known, that's not fate penalizing you. That's evolution inviting entry. As you rise and affirm growth lies here, you're proclaiming. You're informing your psyche that this day, this instant, this obstacle isn't a hurdle to dodge. It's fertile ground for fresh beginnings. The Stoics termed this amor fati, the embrace of destiny, not mere tolerance of events, but welcoming them as essential for your becoming. Seneca penned, trials fortify the spirit as exertion does the frame. He knew growth shuns ease. It thrives in the tension between current self and emerging self. Most chase escape from unease. They linger in draining scenarios because departure seems daunting. They sidestep tough talks because clash appears frightening. They confine aspirations to avoid failure's sting. They've persuaded themselves comfort means bliss. But comfort is dream's graveyard. Comfort entombs potential beneath, perhaps later. By affirming growth lies here each dawn, you're reshaping your bond with unease. You're educating your brain to perceive trials anew. That tension before novel attempts, it's not frailty. It's your prior self yielding to the novel. That irritation from sluggish advancement, it's not defeat. It's richness enhancing your essence. That weariness post-exertion, it's not collapse. It's breakthrough. Here's real-world application. You embark on mastering a postponed skill. Perhaps a tongue, an art, a trait admired afar. Initial tries are awkward. Your movements falter. Your thoughts overflow. Instinct urges abandonment. Retreat to strengths. Shield pride from this grounding. But your dawn began with growth lies here. So you halt, inhale, identify the sensation. This isn't downfall. This is synapses linking. This is your intellect reshaping for novel wisdom. You persist, not for pleasure, but because you've conditioned to view unease as path's marker. Or perhaps the unease is heartfelt. A bond requires an uncharted limit. Your pulse quickens at the dialogue's prospect. Your thoughts supply myriad excuses for silence, for harmony, for stability. The dread overwhelms as you're venturing what your system evades, prioritizing self amid potential letdown. Growth lies here, precisely in this dread, precisely where you select self despite terror. Aged roots clamor retreat, but you're constructing new, mightier ones grasping that self-love may unsettle others. That self-respect may puzzle, that evolving may mean transcending. Epictetus, born bound, might have wallowed in resentment, damning his lot, yearning alternatives. Instead, he discovered liberty in the unchained realm, his thoughts. He evolved amid constraints, not despite, but via them. He later imparted, it's not occurrences, but reactions that count. His doctrine sprang from unearthing growth in barren earth. This isn't forced optimism. It's not labeling trials as blessings. Some ordeals are truly dire. Sorrow is valid. Absence is valid. Inequity is valid. Yet in those shadows, when expansion seems distant, the essence holds. You can let anguish shrink you or enrich you. Emerge resentful or refined, not because anguish is benevolent, but because you decide its use. Affirm it each dawn. Growth lies here. Voice it in simplicity and impossibility. In thrill and fatigue, you're instructing your thoughts to view each instant as prospect. You're forging a self unshrinking from trials. You're becoming one who knows life's finest await beyond deepest fears. Today matters most. The past is a specter. The future a vow unguaranteed. But today pulses. Today exists. Today is the sole palette for creation. As you awaken affirming today matters most, you're extracting your awareness from dual cages ensnaring many, remorse over yesterdays and dread of tomorrows. You're rooting in the singular instant that's real. The Stoics fixated on this verity. Marcus Aurelius advised, limit to the now. Not dismissing history or futures, but because this instant harbors your strength. Reflect on wasted mental vigor. You rerun dialogues from moons past, regretting unsaid words. You torment over ancient errors, unalterable. or you catapult into coming weeks, years, crafting calamity scripts. You practice unoccurred disputes. You fret unpredictable results. Meanwhile, today evaporates. This transcends theory, its endurance. Fragmenting focus between bygones and apprehensions halves present efficacy. You overlook openings, mind elsewhere. You harm ties, absent with companions. You err decisions, reacting to phantoms over facts. By affirming today matters most each dawn, you're schooling your thoughts to return to this inhalation, this juncture, the lone spot for crafting desired existence. You're not erasing history, just not residing there. Not rejecting futures, just not immobilized by them. In action, you rise with thoughts surging to weekly demands. Duties, timelines, burdens towering. Oppression weighs pre-rise. Worry surges as your brain tackles days en masse. But you're prepared. Today matters most. Those terms redirect focus. Yes, duties loom. But now, what demands attention? Tidying space, hydrating, exercising, connecting with kin. Futures unfold one now at a time. No need to bear all presently. Or your cage is history. Tormented by prior selves' paths. Burdened by former identities. Unforgiving of lapsed chances or wounds inflicted. That load tints fresh ventures with aged blemishes. You seek advance yet gaze rearward. Today matters most. Those terms grant leave to shed unchangeable. Not negating history's weight, but submerging in it aids none, least you. Your past self acted with known insight. Your current self absorbed teachings. Today applies them. Today harbors renewal, not rewriting yesterday's, but scripting today afresh. Seneca, amid exile, robbed of status, distanced from known, might have seethed at losses or quaked at futures. Instead, he penned profound insights then. He saw each day as life's microcosm. He urged, commence living promptly, tally each day as distinct existence. Each dawn reborn, each eve fulfilled, he extracted essence from now, as it was his sole possession. This recoding alters all. Ceasing to trade current joy for future gains boosts efficacy. Halting energy drained to immutable past bolsters today's trials. You become wholly present, in dialogues, in moments, engaged with is, not haunted by was or stalled by might be. Affirm at each dawn. Today matters most. Let those terms draw you to now. Remind that this day, this unique hour assemblage, is your true existence. Not eventual, not former, today, here, now. This builds all significant. I am enough. You've borne a falsehood so enduring it mimics truth. The deception claiming more is needed for serenity. More accomplishments for respite. More fixes for love's merit. That untruth pilfered eras. It ceases today. As you rise affirming I am enough, you're not asserting flawlessness. You're asserting completeness. You're stating value untied to output. Worth unmeasured by approvals. Humanity unearned. The Stoics comprehended this profoundly. Epictetus taught our core, reason, virtue, is inherently full. He stated, the sage grieves not for lacks, but celebrates possessions. You hold essentials already. You merely overlooked. Society conditioned insufficiency. Ads imply incompleteness sans wares. Scrolls hint others grasped your misses. Comparisons whisper lag. The cycle endless. Hit goal, next, next. Earn some, multiply. Ascend level, higher. Horizon shifts as systems fixed. Arrival forbidden, chase perpetual. But imagine dismounting, pausing, querying, who decreed my inadequacy? Whence this gauge? When consented to outer feats ruling inner value? The revelation may jolt. No conscious pact. Ingrained subtly, persistently, accepted as fact. Affirming I am enough each dawn deconditions. Recalls pre-doubt truth. You entered sufficient. Infants doubt not worth. Young question not space. That innate belonging persists, layered under conditioning, yet present, valid, awaiting recall. Embracing alters. Cease performing for nods. Halt contorting for pleasers while self-betraying. Decide via values, not impressions of strangers. Decline sans remorse. Affirm sans leave. Exist unapologetic. A critic probes choices. Formerly, doubt spiraled self-interrogation. Hours defending phantom courts, craving validations from fellow strugglers. But recoded, I am enough. Their view mere opinion, undictating reality, unsetting worth. Ponder sans devastation by descent. Or inner not enough echoes. Mirror magnifies flaws. Life review spotlights absences, ignores presences. Compare early chapters to others late, feel flop. Inner judge merciless, dissecting all. Poses as guard, but toxifies. I am enough. Affirming doesn't eternally mute judge. It denies final say. Acknowledge sans compliance. Heard, but unserved. Worth undebatable. Anonymous unswayed by low-day thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, world's mightiest, grappled thus. He reminded of cosmic smallness, not self-diminish, but free from superhuman pressure. Accepting bounds wasn't frailty, wisdom. He noted, minimal suffices for joy. All within, in thinking mode. Wholeness essentials reside inwardly. Affirm each dawn. I am enough, even, especially, unbelieved. Not fantasy persuasion, fact reminder world obscured. You're full, you're integral, you're sufficient. I release control. Your grasp wearies from clenching. Your thoughts drain from scripting unscriptable ends. You've waged unwinnable war, forcing life's adherence to your sole vision. Cost, tranquility, attendance, breath sans chest constricting worry. As you rise affirming I release control, you're not yielding to disorder. You're yielding to truth, recognizing Stoic cornerstone. Controllable in rest, and rest is nearly all. Epictetus demarcated. Optimize your domain, accept remainder as unfolds. Not inertia, authority. True authority from knowing influences boundary, where embrace starts. Ponder controlled pursuits. Others' views, dream speeds, loved ones should paths, recovery paces, stranger conducts, max effort outcomes. Uncontrollable, yet energy expended, energy redirectable to true sway, endeavor, outlook, evolution, replies. Controls mirage allures, promises security, plan flawlessly, foresee variables, detail manage, avert ills. But life defies, tighter clasp, more escape, more micromanagement, more self-inflicted woe. Control mythical, myth pursuit depletes. Affirming I release control each dawn hones toughest, freest human skill, differentiate influence control. Influence abounds, intentional presence, utmost effort, clear expression, boundary setting, planning. Then, post yours, release. Trust, not in desired outcomes, in your resilience regardless. In practice, you cherish oneself harming. You've voiced, supported, appeared. Fully, yet they tread unwalkable path. Instinct craves rescue, decision command, force into deserved life, but impossible. Powerlessness grief burdens, I release control, shift occurs, not theirs, yours. Love persists, availability lingers, but cease bearing unyours choices. Cease permitting their voyage pilfer your calm. Acknowledge all, kin included, own trails, learnings, timings. Not control their tale, live yours honorably. Or control time, vision of now position. Milestone list unmet, life detoured unchosen, lags senseless, shut doors certain open, rage at time, cosmos, self for misplaced spot. I release control, timeline undictatable, labor diligently, commit steadfast, but force not readiness preseason, rush not forming. Seneca, in wait, fortune arises preparation opportunity meet. Yours, preparation, timing, unhanded, acceptance not surrender, full today show while tomorrow unclenched. Marcus Aurelius marshaled troops yet uncontrolled battles, ruled realm yet unchecked plagues, treacheries, ends. Focused his character, choices, replies. Noted, opinion optional always. No need soul trouble uncontrollables. Freedom via release, not total grasp. Affirm each dawn, I release control, sense easing, you're not abandoning, entrusting. Trusting life enough cease combat. Becoming influencer of possible, acceptor of not. In acceptance, peace sought wrongly found. 5 words, 5 awakenings, 5 portals to free a captive mind. I choose my response. Growth lies here. Today matters most. I am enough. I release control. These transcend terms. Their novel inner framework space. Their dialect of one prioritizing inner realm over outer. Their voice of grasping mind recoding is essential, not extravagance, but endurance. The Stoics honed these amid turmoil, not ease. In banishment, bondage, battles, sorrow, human mess when humanity tough. They mapped, not all-knowing, but same querying as you, peace in turmoil. Growth via ache, full life in uncontrollable world. You recode dawn by dawn, term by term, choice by choice. Forgets occur, old poles return. Not flop, humanity, perfection unneeded, dedication essential. Rise, address self as inner beauty deserver, because yes, these 5 await dawnly, unimposed, ineffective sans effort, but appear, voice intentionally, let guide day, they alter. Not instant, but irrefutably. Your thoughts attune, what tomorrow's message, if resonated, a firm commitment. I craft my psyche,